All right, Coach, first of all, just how do you evaluate your team's response to being challenged as the first place team in the conference? This was the first game where you were in sole possession of first place, and how did you like how your team responded to that challenge?
You came away with a win, so you like that. There's an expectation, and then there's also a hunger that we have that I would like to see some things cleaned up. I think at this point, you're very happy to be in first place. It's what your goal is, what you want to be. But I think in the broader picture of with the program and where we're going as a program, there's some things that you want to see cleaned up. You want to see a little bit more conviction in areas of all three phases of the game, for all four quarters of the game. It's to us, it's about being a champion, not just winning a championship, and that means that there's a focus when things are going good, just as well as when things don't go your way. So we're going to clean those up. We're going to keep coaching the guys hard, and I know this is that they're hungry to keep playing the game, which is good stuff.
Defensively, you did a great job creating turnovers again, and you're able to slow down one of the best offenses in the GNAC. What were some things you took away that you liked about the way your defense performed on Saturday?
Well, the hustle. I think the fact that these guys play 4 quarters of just pursuing the ball, no matter where it's at, no matter with strike zone, red zone, or backed up, they're going to play hard for 60 minutes. So that's something that I think Coach Wilmer and the defensive staff has done a very good job, along with the senior leadership on defense, to say this is our core tenets of what we're going to do. We're going to pursue it constantly. There's times you make mistakes, but I think anytime you can hustle as hard as they do, it can overcome those mistakes. And so, I think we're as a defensive staff and as a defense, they're just trying to find every week ways to get better. And then when you have that attitude, I think a lot of great things can happen.
And then with your depth in the front seven on the defensive side of the ball, you've been able to get consistent pressure on the quarterback this year. What's the biggest key for your team creating that pressure?
Well, I think when you're talking about creating pressure is you're talking about how do you put your guys in the best position to be successful. So a lot of film study happens. You find out what you do well. I think where it comes back to that whole passion and pursuing the hustle. A lot of times you'll see some sacks happen because our pass rushers are they're finding a way to defeat a block. They're finding a way to crawl. I know one sack happened this last Saturday night where our guy is crawling and grabbing an ankle, and he's doing all he can just hold on to the ankle while everybody starts to pile on. So it's team defense creates it. I think when creating sacks, also you're looking at secondary. Secondary's got to do a great job of being able to hold their own, whether you're sending 6 or you're sending 4. I think where your secondary's got to be able to hold up and fit things up well to put that bit of pause in a quarterback so that your pressure can get home.
Offensively, you guys opened up things with the passing game, stretching the field. How much did that kind of clear the way for your running game to take charge in the second half?
Yeah, I think when you have your passing game as active as it was, it does open up the running game, there's no doubt. What I think for us, what I'd like to see from that is our goal all along is to be that balanced offense. And when we say balanced, it's really more of you have the threat to be successful passing and running. Earlier in the season, you didn't see us hit those balls that we were hitting, and so there really wasn't quite the success factor that you want in the passing game. And so you saw yourself just sticking more with the run game. Now, with the understanding that Daz has, with the understanding that the receiving core has, the feel they have for each other, and also you have the offensive line, the way they're protecting. I think that does a great job of creating that passing game we wanted, and now you obviously have a running game that we feel very good about, that gives us that total package offensively.
Now you just faced Western Oregon team. They were one of the hotter teams in the league. They were considered one of the league's most explosive offenses. Now you get Dixie State. They've won 4 of 6, and statistically they rank as the best offense in the GNAC. How is their attack different from Western Oregon, and what has to happen to slow them down?
Well, for them, I think they're going to get the run game going a little bit different, and they're going to get a lot of zone read going. They get the quarterback's legs in the game. I think that's, Griff Rovas is a dangerous quarterback. The guy's outstanding with vision, outstanding with staying alive. I think with the run game that they want to do, he does a very good job with the zone read. And so that's particularly different when you add that component of the run game that is committing the quarterback's legs to it, the way they do it, different than Western Oregon, where really that quarterback's legs weren't committed to the run game. So when you have that now you've got tension on your secondary, you've got tension on your game, what you have. So with your game plan, so that's the reason why they're statistically doing well. And I think Joe Dunn, their tight end, who's an NFL caliber tight end, who's really come on late. He's catching some great balls in the Simon Fraser game. He makes some key plays for them. I think the rest of the receiving core they have is just making plays for Griff. And so what you saw is a Dixie State team has consistently gotten better every week. And it's just when you watch the tape, there's no wonder why they are doing what they're doing. And the statistics don't lie. I think collectively they've been playing very well. We've got our hands full. They're a very good offense.
And you guys are kind of entering, or actually have been in uncharted territory, being in first place in the GNAC, having sole possession. What's it like knowing that you control your own destiny? You guys went out for GNAC champions. You don't have to look at the scoreboard or anything else anyone else is doing.
Yeah. Well, I think it's what you want, and anybody wants that. Any program in the country wants that right now. But I think where you have in that is you also have another challenge in the sense that you've got to learn to be a champion. Understand that it's like a track sprinter running that 100-meter. It's how you finish. You can't all of a sudden throttle down. You've got to now continue to play great technique, keep your eyes focused on what you've got to do, the goals set, and just keep the pedal down is what we talk about. And you don't want to cruise, which our guys aren't. There's really great leadership inside all of the seniors, and so we're hungry to play college football. And I think that's the part that it's exciting. We get another chance to play, but on the other side of things, it's a bit sad too, because this is one of the greatest senior classes that we have coming through. We have a lot of great ones that you see the sun starting to set on their time with us, and so that creates a bit of value and urgency about each moment we have, each practice, each opportunity to play the game, because they're a great class. And so you take those two hand in hand. I think you've got a great combination to finish well, and it's what you want to have as a head coach and the staff going into these final couple weeks. We're in the pole position, and we're hungry. We're going to coach them hard. They're going to play hard, and got a chance to play college football Saturday night.
Great, thank you.